Hey, sexy souls. Welcome to Weird and WooWoo, where I am weird and we all get a little woo-woo. We're going to do a reading today, a general reading. If you're sticking around, amazing. Friendly reminder, you are a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. And don't Cinderella anything to make it fit. Okay? I was getting something about feeling like locked up physically or um like somebody wondering if something that they're experiencing with their physicality is related to um something more emotional or spiritual, meaning conventional approaches are not the answer. Now, mind you, everything is a co-creation with spirit, right? If you're in the practice of just handing everything over to spirit, can I just say that you're opening yourself up to a lot of malevolent energies coming in, manipulating, and using you in ways that will not be beneficial to you. Okay. Um, Spirit would never ask you to abandon wisdom. So things that you know to be true through experience, like you've not maneuvered through life just to and learned and expanded and grew as a person just to completely abandon all of that knowledge as soon as spirit says something. So if that's you, you may exit stage left because you are not ready. I've got something on. I've got like a thingy. Hold on. Y'all see that little dot? I don't know how to get it off there. It's like right there. You see? It's on the camera. That is not spirit. I'm just it's irritating me. Anyways, so like if that's you, um, you're just not ready. You're not ready, right? Um, whatever you whenever you engage with spirit, it is meant to be added as a portion of the goodies that you have at your disposal to help navigate this life, not be your mind for you. Okay? Okay. And anything that wants to be your mind for you is a very dangerous, and you should distance yourself from it. Okay? Just saying. So, I do feel like somebody is feeling um like I keep hearing there's more to this. There's more to this. But it feels like some kind of wellness. And you know how like sometimes we in the spiritual community and holistic areas, we talk about the body and how it responds to experiences, emotions, memories, and how certain things can physicality can be locked up because of that. And that when you're having an issue in a particular area, it's reflective of X, Y, and Z. And it's not just spiritual. I mean, there's very deep, rich, well-rooted cultures where this is the same as well. And all express it differently, but somehow seemingly come to some very similar conclusions. And again, this is all throughout human history. So um, there's something here that somebody feels like they are dealing with or experiencing, and they feel like they're like there's more to this. They are drawing me to this. And sometimes we can you can do this yourself. You can talk with your spiritual team or whoever it is that you engage with in a spiritual manner. Um, because sometimes we are so locked up in the issue itself, you can't see the forest through the trees, right? And so sometimes it's easier to receive the message through another means than through our own intuition. Um, because the message doesn't have to fight through the mental confusion and the resistance that you have that you're experiencing. So I think that's the reason why, yeah. And they keep wanting me to, it's almost like, because it feels very energetic. Like I'm going to lean somewhat to, there's something energetic that has happened that is now taking on physical manifestations. And again, spirit does never ask you to abandon wisdom. So they're not asking you to leave behind, modern conventional understandings or approaches or interventions. Okay. I have never once been discouraged from my spiritual team from seeking any kind of professional help and assistance from anybody who has a specialty in something that I'm dealing with. Because frequently when I do, even if it's not something that can be treated by them, it brings a sense of peace and stability to my mind to know that, okay, that's crossed off the board. Now I can be open to, what spirit has to say about maybe try this, maybe this, maybe this, like when they're trying to show me something. So they're never going to tell you, I can't say never. There's some times where it's like, I've seen some very hairy things when people go to certain professionals and they get, you know, it doesn't go well, right? So I can't say that your spiritual team would never tell you no on something. But this area, my channel, is not one that deters anybody from seeking a myriad of knowledge in a myriad of ways in order to make best decisions for themselves, okay? Ever. Frankly, I get very concerned when people behave and act like the only way to get truth or knowledge is through a very narrow road and through very specific avenues. I'm like, So, not here, my dear. All right, after 8 minutes of all that shit. That took a long time. Okay, they don't want that. What are they experiencing? Let's talk about what they're experiencing. So we've got the death card. That's not literal. Get for real. Although there may be some kind of ending that's happening or has happened. This is definitely a transition. Actually, it's before the Chariot card. Good Lord. Y'all, the first 3 cards are major arcana. So there's something pretty major happening. This 13, this is the crossroads. You're in a crossroads. Something major is coming to a close, but yet something is about to move forward. So you're moving into there's a major change happening, a shift. I think that's where the locked up energy is happening. You feel locked up because it's like Phoenix rising. It's like a whole brand new beginning. It feels like a complete closure of something. So something has shifted in your life that's been major. This could very well be, a death in the family or the ending of a career or, a closure of a major chapter, like a move. Like it feels very. It's a stark contrast. So it's a bit of a dramatic change. Um, but something has closed out, and you are embarking on something very brand new. Uh, I think that's where some resistance is coming in because Chariot talks about no resistance. Like this is something where it's like when things are in alignment, there's nothing stopping you. That's Rhino spirit, right? It is move, bitch, get out the way. Like there's just this idea that um, plowing through something, like nothing can slow it or stop it down. Stop it down. Stop it or slow it down. That's what I was trying to say. Um, Judgment. You have two resurrection energies here. One with the death card being like the phoenix rising. Again, out of endings come new beginnings. In judgment, there's also like a rebirth energy, like a sense of resurrection, a coming back to life. Um, choice and decision point, all surrounding some kind of major move. Because we have the Six of Swords, which is the same, is like the minor arcana to the Chariot. So it's like there's a process moving from one phase or state to another. Some level of resurrection. There is a sense of a liminal space that has been experienced. Talk to me about this. There's something from the past that wants to anchor into you and be taken into the future. That's where you feel locked in. I'm getting it somewhere in the abdomen. Like I think you feel it there. So you might be experiencing everything from, like again, weird shit happening in your abdomen. It's giving me more so like sacral solar plexus energy, which would be the sense of self and your central power. Sacral would be your rebirth energy, your seat of creation. He's looking in the mirror, but it seems so fractaled. The reflection is broken. What's being mirrored back doesn't quite look like you. This is a sense of the death of the old self. Whatever major transition is happening, there's this idea that it's like I am no longer who I used to be, and there may be an aspect of the old self that wants to hang on. I'm getting the word necrosis. So it's kind of like, like think of an open wound that if left open and constantly irritated, it festers. It festers. Like some part of you, the old you that's no longer who you are or meant to be a part of your future, is wanting to hang on, but as a result, it's keeping you in some kind of liminal space. It's anchoring you down and it's causing, like it's eating away at you. It's causing decay is the way that it looks to me. Um, why won't this aspect, like, look, see, you're supposed to have a new start. Why won't this aspect, there's a part of you that doesn't want to let go. It doesn't, it's not necessary or needed for the future. And so it's feeling like, um, it's like this is the end of its road. This does not feel like an aspect that gets transformed and used for something in the future. This is literally something that gets to be left utterly and completely behind. And it's impeding your rebirth. We have the Queen of Swords with, it needs to be cut out. It needs to be removed. Yeah, because the Queen of Swords, when she cuts something, it's a permanent severance, right? It's getting rid of the old in order to have the new. This is something that you have to let go of, something that you have to remove. What is it? What aspect is this? Talk to us about this aspect. Ace of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Something that actually has to be left behind. It doesn't want to be left behind. It's holding on because that's, in essence, it'll cease to exist. It'll no longer be a part of you. There's a stark contrast between the Ace of Cups and this, which looks like a Sahara. Circumspection. They want me to, hold on. We're going to do this. Hold on, y'all. They want me to specifically use that term. Whoa. I thought I just ran over something. Circumspection is the quality of being cautious, prudent, and unwilling to take risks. So, in regards to love and your emotions, the part of you that is protected over, like, very, like, I don't want to say being protective is not necessary, but there's a part of you that is unwilling to take risks. There's a part of you that is prudent, cautious, that carefully evaluates all potential consequences, circumstances, and risks before taking action. The over analytical self, the fear in regards to love, your heart. It literally means to look around, like to be on guard all the time. There's a wall. You have a wall. This over cautious nature of yourself that stops you from experience, like taking risks. And dare I say, that's a part of you, because there's a difference between, again, discernment and wisdom, and a part of you that acts as like a firewall to things coming in. You ever have a firewall set too high and nothing, you can't do shit on your computer? That's what it feels like. It's like that. It's highly unnecessary. And as a result, it holds you in this liminal space because it sees, because it feels like if you don't have that part of you, it feels very Virgo-y, very over analytical, over cautious, over preparatory. Like it's the ego to a certain degree. It's the idea of like, I'll never let something bad happen to me again. And I'm going to see every possible outcome ahead of time. And if I don't, I won't do it, because I'll have a response for everything. Because there's a part of you that feels like to not have, it's like OCD almost. And people who really, truly, genuinely have OCD, there's a very specific subtype, Lord have mercy, where you get locked in. You become locked in. And as a result, it takes, it impacts your sense of self, your sense of power. That's your solar. And it prohibits you from becoming and experiencing and feeling, experiencing life to its fullest, which is your sacral. So it's like it sees anything. There's a part of you that feels like not having that aspect of you would be careless, impulsive, reckless. There's a part of you that holds you back all the time. You may have made mistakes with some of the decisions that you've made before that you perceive to be mistakes, that you feel like you had negative consequences as a result. And so you developed an overly cautious aspect of self. I feel like that critiques, analyzes, and what is a good word? So this circumspection is valued when you need to avoid hasty mistakes, navigate sensitive topics, or handle confidential matters. Um, like your need to fucking know the outcome ahead of time. That's what it is. Careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences. It stops you from you cut out anything new or the possibility for new long before it ever happens. It's it's an overactive filter that you have, is what we're going to call it. You have an overactive filter that makes you think critically and analyze everything before doing anything, saying anything, and prevents you from taking any risks and movement forward. You have an overactive filter like a firewall that you need to get rid of. It may have been pertinent at some point, but it is stopping you from your resurrection, your phoenix rising, your movement forward, your transition into a new life. Your incessant need to know the outcome and all of its consequences. Your, dare I say, need to control. Mm. and it is manifesting in what sounds like to me physiological symptoms. They're giving me hip pain, like I don't know if it's bloating, like abdominal distension. You may be holding on to weight, and it's like that might be the only place you're holding on to it at. So, and there's something about wanting to steer clear of like saying you're too controlling, because that makes it sound like this blanket thing that you do with everything, and like you're somehow attempting to exert power over others, and it's not. It has nothing to do with others. It is an overactive filter that is no longer necessary. It is a firewall set too high, and that's what's stopping you. So let's find out what they recommend, how to deal with this, how to move through it. They actually want the Archangel Tarot. They just said your firewall sensitivity is set too high. And this does not feel like it is shadow work. This isn't something to heal through. This is just literally an aspect. Yeah, there's a part of you that's like, if I get rid of this, I won't get it back. Like you'll be unprotected. You know how like people are like, you need to have a firewall. You'll be unprotected. You'll be vulnerable. Two of Cups. Okay. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, positive resolution of a conflict, connections. The need to balance emotions. Knight of Cups can represent propositions, love, romance. So this tells me this is where your firewall is. Kidoka. It's funny because this piggybacks the reading I just did to a certain degree. Like someone's so afraid of, like the other one was talking about like emotions consuming them, and so they just stuffed them down and didn't deal with them. But in this one, it is like it is the overactive filter set to high sensitivity that lets damn near nothing through. And I guess it was put in place because of someone's experiences in love, but it is hampering you from moving into a new existence, a resurrection, a rebirth, movement forward. It's hampering your ability for success. You're kind of like lost in limbo in a transition. Overly cautious because you don't know what the outcome is. You probably don't even know all of the like all the particulars of something, all the details about something. And so you know how like sometimes people are like, oh, such and such thing, cookies are out of date, or this is and it's like, but there's no harm in it, like but it doesn't know, so it's gonna just like it's an automatic block. You know, it's like it really is giving me that your firewall is set too sensitive. Now they're showing me like someone being worried that a virus will get through if they lower the sensitivity at all. And you know how like a virus can completely crash your computer and you lose everything? That's like the fear. That's why the firewall sensitivity is set too high. Is this it? Is this it? Is this all we're gonna... Okay. Someone needs to bring a sense of peace and quiet to their mind. An exciting new opportunity that can change your life. And then this also talks about vacation, movement. So does the Chariot, the Six of Swords. All of those are about travel, movement, doing something, enjoying something. Okay. Ace of Fire can talk about it. Can talk about like adventure and excitement and enjoyment of something. King of Swords is this one particularly does talk about balancing your mental and emotional considerations. I feel like somebody is favoring their mental considerations. That's why your firewall is too high over emotional, over your wants and desires. They do want you to take a bit more of a playful approach to this rather than an analytical one. Because a significant life event, powerful revelation that can lead to change is upon you. So it's time to spread your wings. How best can they do this? What is your suggestion to how best they can approach lowering their firewall, removing this unnecessary filter? This unnecessary overactive filter. So this talks about an illusion of being trapped, lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. They want you to concentrate on building on your self-confidence and your willingness to take action. Okay, we know that, but how? How? This isn't like a switch. I mean, on a computer it is. On a computer it's as easy as clicking something. But in reality, removing something like an overactive filter like this, I think it really means just being willing, that's too much, it's a book, being willing to take a risk. Like just feel the fear and do it anyways. That's what it kind of feels like. Stop prohibiting yourself. Stop saying no. Stop increasing the criteria. Release. 13 again. The end of a phase or situation. It's time to move on. They want you to just stop resisting. It is feel the fear and do it anyways. Like the filter is there. You are allowing your mind to make all the decisions. You're giving no consideration to your heart, and it is disempowering you. It is limiting you. It is causing you to refrain from doing things, taking risks, experiencing things. It is impacting your self-confidence as a result. It is impacting your physicality. You are seeing evidence of you intentionally holding yourself back because your overactive filter tells you that you need to. You need to give your brain a fucking rest. That's the Four of Swords. Give the fucking thinking a rest. Meditate, whatever you've got to do to give yourself a reprieve mentally, you need to do. You need to do. Get yourself out of your mind. Quit trying to analyze something and think that you understand the entire situation and circumstance when you don't even have all the details. Quit letting your brain fill in the blanks with stories that aren't even true. If you don't have all the details, you can't surmise. Like, it's like when the firewall's so high, again, the cookies are out of date. You're making worst case scenario assumption. You're assuming the worst then. You're filling in the blank. You're adding a story to something that's not even true. You need to lower your defenses. That was, oh no, that Knight of Wands. Sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence, yeah. This is my shit or get off the pot one, okay? Knight of Wands is the epitome of not overanalyzing something and just do it, right? Because you literally can hem and haw until something is no longer available to you. Spend eons contemplating something and never coming to the appropriate conclusion. At some point, you're just going to have to do. It's time to do. The Sun, which is have confidence in yourself. Wheel of Fortune. It's time for positive change. A situation can move forward. Fortune is on your side, but it doesn't do it if you don't allow yourself. You literally just allow yourself. I don't even know if there's a particular action that is necessary as opposed to just removing the firewall. Just remove the resistance. Just give your fucking mind a rest. And let your heart play a factor in this. Tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, loving, intuitive. You know? When your firewall's that high, it is your brain that is being overactive. It is cutting things out long before it ever can begin. You keep saying no before something ever gets a chance to form. This overanalysis is forcing you to see everything in a negative perspective for fear of the outcome because you don't have all the details. Again, trying to control it. That's what they want you to let go of. And that is the reason why that is taking a toll on your wellness overall. I definitely feel that it is causing somebody to have difficulty with their body. This is the epitome of like, I've gone to the doctors, there's nothing wrong. And really there's nothing medically that they can relate something to. This is very much so energetic, like a manifestation. Hence why you're like, okay, it's time to go outside of the box. Revision is needed. Quit lying to yourself. Trust your intuition. Listen to your intuition. You're missing opportunities right now. You're discontent and bored. You need to open yourself up to the possibilities. You are canceling them out before they ever even get a chance. All right. That is your message. I hope this finds whoever it's meant for. I hope you have a fantastic and wonderful day. And I'm going to see you at the next read. Bye.